This program was brought to you by Organo Gold. Organo Gold is a health and wellness company that provides healthy coffees, teas, and chocolate. All one has to do is consume the available coffee, teas, chocolate, and other products to get all the available benefits. One can also share these products with others to help them improve their health as well.
And now, Fairfax Breakfast Club with your host, Besile Lemba.
Welcome to the Fairfax Breakfast Club show. My name is Besile Lemba and I will be your host. The Fairfax Breakfast Club is a weekly program in which we bring to you valuable and workable know-how you can use to improve your networking skills and grow your business. We always start the show with a quote. Today's quote is, "A stable terminal, between parentheses staff members, handles or suppresses confusion, pushes action, and aligns forces and flows." And that is from L. Ron Hubbard. Today's guest is someone who has been in helping businesses focus on their goals. His name is Gerhard Schwandt, and for years, he helped people do just that. Hello, Gerhard.
Hello, Besile.
How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Very good, very good. The interesting thing about your business is that it's all about focus.
That's right. That's right. As a matter of fact, my tagline is, it's not hocus pocus. It's simply focus.
That's a good one.
Yes. Yes. And I've been doing this now for 13 years. But actually, I learned about it first over 40 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My first profession is I'm a 5-star executive chef and I have a Michelin star. And when I did my apprenticeship, if you didn't focus, you lost a finger.
Oh.
You know, you needed to reach up very fast, so you needed to know where you were and what you were doing. And in addition to that, you needed to learn how to plan. Because some food cooks fast and some food takes a long time. So obviously you did the long time food first before you did the fast one. So you always need to plan. And along with that, there is a philosophy that the French call mise en place. And that basically means everything is prepared and ready to open the business. And so all that had to be in place. And I used this concept all over again with all my other businesses. And then 13 years ago when I started getting into helping people, helping individuals, helping businesses and organizations to focus, to make that a key point.
Gotcha.
Right? And what I found over the last 30 years basically is that focus itself is only possible by using one's attention. And with attention, we are able to focus. And I learned that we only have a finite amount of attention. That's all we have. Right? And we run into this thing that aptly enough is called attention grabber. Right?
In this society today.
Right, especially in today's society.
It's the soundbite and everything else and what have you.
Right.
Attention being,
But these attention grabbers have one additional downfall. And that is if we focus on that attention grabber and we look at it and we don't process it. But we take it, we look at it, and we put it aside for later. Now, this attention that was grabbed is trapped right then and there. It's not available to us anymore.
What do you recommend?
And I mean by, paper piles.
Oh,
Every
okay.
time you look at a piece of paper,
gotcha.
and you go, no, not right now, later. Okay? You look at your email, and you go, not right now, later. Right? Again, attention is grabbed right then and there, and it's not available to you anymore. And then in addition to that, we have what I call mind clutter, right? Those are ideas we have. Oh, I should do that. Oh, I like to do that, right? And in our mind, we have this big area, and there are shelves after shelves after shelves after shelves, with a big sign on top of it. It says, later, right?
Or maybe never.
Right? And all of it is full of locked up attention. Now, you could divide attention into individual units and could call them attention units, but they are not available anymore to us. Right? So, as a matter of fact, today, most people run around using maybe, if they're lucky, 10% of their available attention, and or it should be available to them, but they only have 10% left that's available to them, yeah, and they try to live life and work with that. And as a result, they're now very prone to distractions. You know, a little shiny bright object over there. Ooh, what was that, right? It's very easy today for people to get distracted, right? They have the computer screen right there, and there's this little window at the bottom that says email, bing, and immediately look at it. Right?
You're right, because I mean it's almost like the war of the mind.
Yes.
Because it shocked me when I first I was looking at I was watching. I don't even have, by the way, I don't have that television in my house right now because I just kicked it out totally and completely. But I remember first time when I got here and I'm taking a look at it, I saw the sport channels, which was whatever it's called again. But then they're showing you the game or whatever was going on, and then they simply giving you the other information of the game that took place. Like, I was wondering, do you want me to watch the game or you want me didn't want this? Right. But it's such a common use practice today.
Right.
It's like it doesn't truly destroy focus totally and completely.
Totally. I mean, most people are bombarded with so much information every day that they tuned out. Yeah, that's why you see the same advertising repeat itself back to back at least 2 or 3 times. Because the advertisers have noticed by now, if we show it 3 times, well, they may get it. But 1 time, forget
Never.
They don't, right? And so taking somebody that's in that kind of a state, I have a very distinctive 3-step approach to help them. The first step is to look at the actual distractions, identify them, and eliminate as much of them as possible. And in the process of elimination, also recover all these trapped attention units. So that means we clean up first. They clean up. I don't, but they clean up, right? They look at every single piece of paper and have to decide, do I need it? Yes, no, throw it out, yes. Which hat does it belong to? They have to identify the major hats that they are wearing, the major roles they're playing in their business, and then they sort it in that. And we don't go at this moment to what do you need to do with it. That's not part of this. Just you don't need it out, you need it which hat. And so everything gets sorted out. And that sometimes takes hours. Right? And I call that time the sighing time. People sigh a lot. Do we have to do this? Yes, we have to do this. This is uncomfortable. I know. That's why we have to do it. If it was comfortable, you would have done it already yourself. You know. Once we have done the hard copies all sorted out, now we have to go to the computer. And the computer has this folder called document folder. And you'll be surprised how much stuff is in there. And most people don't even know anymore what's in those files they have in there. So that has to be sorted out using the same concept of hats. Right? And when that's done, we turn to the hard copy filing system. Yeah? And we reorganize those files, not the client files. The clients are there alphabetically, they stay the same, but the rest of them. Each head is a category, and under each category are subcategories. And so they sort and resort everything. A lot of it gets thrown out because it didn't belong there in the first place. And so when they are done with just these steps, they have a system in place that allows them to find anything in less than 5 seconds. Right? No more looking for 10 minutes, half an hour. Where did I put this? What did I name that folder? Yeah? No, you're thinking heads, and that way you're that much more focused already. Right? And then we process these full baskets that are there from the different hats. And surprisingly enough, over 50% what's in that basket is still trash. Right? But now they go, oh, I don't need that then. Out it goes. And most of it, what's left in the rest, the rest of it is filing. And since the filing system is in place now, it goes very quickly. Right? And maybe 1% is actually actions. And then we have a system to put it into which action, when they get done, and so on. And so when that is done, and that establishes a foundation, and that makes it much easier to build upon. And then we look at the existing structure, the work structure. Okay, what is in place there? What is actually supporting the focus? What is taking away from the focus? What is distracting? What is missing to support the focus, right? And we custom tailor that structure to exactly what that person, that business needs. So when that is all done, the focus is fully supported, right? And then the last step, obviously now we have to direct that focus, right? And now we look at what are the goals, the long-term, the short-term ones, right? And we make sure they are clarified, we make sure they are real, we make sure that they actually are something the person wants, right? Because some life changes. Sometimes the goals that were set before are not the same anymore, right? And once they have that worked out, now we do an action plan. Yeah, we actually go from the time when they want to accomplish the goal, if that's 5 years down the road, for example, we go down to 4 years, to 3 years, to 2 years, to 1 year, to 1 month, to 1 week. And we work out the actions that need to happen to accomplish that goal 5 years ahead. And once the actions are worked out, now we write projects. And in the projects, we break it even down further to step by step. And that comes out of my cooking time, because I learned very early on how to eat an elephant.
Bit by bit.
One bite at a time, that's right. And you will be amazed how many people have projects that they should be doing for their business. And they're not doing them because every time they look at them, they go, oh, that's so much, I don't know how to do this. And they get overwhelmed. But once you break it down in small pieces, it's a blast. They get it done, that project out of the way, next one, project out of the way. And by the way, I forgot one thing, and that was going back to the later files in your mind. Right? I actually have the person sit down and write out the ideas they had and take them out of the head and put them on a piece of paper, and then we also make projects out of them. And if they are valuable, if they really are something that would contribute to their business. So by the time all this is done, you have somebody that goes from, for example, never selling more than 30 houses a year as a realtor, and staying at that same level for 20 years. Starting to work with me at the end of the first quarter of the year. By the end of the third quarter, 40 houses sold. And by the end of the year, 60 houses sold, doubled. The following year, over 100 houses sold. Right? So that lady is a powerhouse now. She is just blasting a trail for everybody else to follow. Right? Or take a dentist office, for example, in San Antonio, Texas, that was already doing well. And when this lady called me, they had just finished a year with $3.5 million gross value. Yeah. Well, I went there for 1 year, every month for 4 days a month. And by the end of that year, she had increased that to $5.2 million. That's the type of growth, that's the type of action and results that everybody should be able to have if they knew how to focus and stay focused. Right? And I have a lot of fun doing it.
I imagine.
Yeah.
So basically, you find somebody and you go through their file in the computer. You go to the file into whatever paper dispatch they have. You go to their file in the mind, get them to lay it out, sort it out, clean it, and then from there they find out what their goals are, lay out a plan. So basically, kind of like decluging them, the computer, their houses, their mind, so they get some further clarity as to what they do.
Oh yes, yes.
They lay out their goals, then they break that down in simple, doable actions, and then from there they take off.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Right.
Okay.
So what usually happens is I work with an individual 20, 25 hours, and they have accomplished it. Right? If I work with
you work with an individual over a period of 25 hours, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And some will want it all at once, so we take a whole weekend and we get it all done. And other people I work with 3 hours a week, every week or every other week, and then they get it done when they're done. Right? And I work with teams, like 18, 20 people. It's not a problem at all. Yeah, and it works just as well with a team, or a whole organization. Then it works with one person because it's always the same.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question, Gerhard. What is your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge is actually to stay interested in what I do. Now, I have done a lot of different things in my life. Besides being an executive chef, I've been in sales. I cracked that nut to where I was the top salesman in the country in this whole organization. I was a management consultant. I had an import business. I worked again as an executive chef on a cruise line. I've been an international speaker for 8 years, and so this business, what I'm doing now, and working with individuals and with organizations, is so unique because everybody I talk to, everybody I work with, is different. So you don't have the sameness, the monotony of doing the same thing day after day doesn't occur, right? So I got it licked. That challenge doesn't exist anymore, and that was my biggest challenge because I would pick up something, learn it, do it well. Now, what else is there? What else can I do, right? And so my next horizon basically is that besides doing this on a one-to-one and on a team basis, I'm actually now investigating doing it on an internet to reach people all over the world, to help them to do the same thing, on a step-by-step program and webinars and what have you. So people all over the world can be able to also benefit from that. So that's my next step.
Okay, very good. And what would you consider your biggest success?
My daughter.
Okay. Where is she now, by the way? Where is she?
She is in Sydney now.
Oh, she's in Sydney. Okay.
Yeah. And I actually quit my chef profession when she was 4 years old, and I realized I hardly seen her awake because I wanted to be there when she grew up. And she has become a great success.
Great.
She does really well, As a matter of fact, now she's been helping me.
Oh, good. That's how it should work. That's how it should work, isn't it?
Yeah, so
she's working with you in your focus business?
No, she was helping me actually recover. I had a stroke last year, and then to recover from that and take care of some cobwebs on the head. Yeah, I don't know where they came from. Just there they were. I never found the spider responsible for that. But they're gone, you know.
Okay,
so
good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very good. Very good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So now you came to a breakfast event last month.
Yes.
Can you share with the audience your experience at the breakfast event?
You know, I have been to your breakfast events many years ago, and then I haven't been back for quite a few years. And I was very surprised when I came back.
How so? Why is that?
First of all, the location is, I like it better. Yeah,
sure.
The access is much better. There's more parking there.
Definitely, yes.
So you don't have any of those problems. But also there were more people there. You know, the room was packed, right?
Absolutely.
And the atmosphere was almost electrifying. There were the people were, the energy level was great, right? And people were very interested in really networking and really seeing how they could help each other and what kind of synergy they would have with the other person in front of them. Right? And your speed networking, I always like that. I've always been a fan of that.
Yeah, the most popular part.
Yeah. So you being in business for over 10 years now and doing this for over 10 years,
yes,
that is a success.
Thank you.
Yeah, and congratulations for that.
Thank you very much. No, we love it because I was telling a previous guest over here, I went to an event yesterday. What was it? It was yesterday. And I was sitting on Wilson, some other people were sitting there. I really want to get a chance to talk to them, but I couldn't move. There was no way I talked to them. So
yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, so definitely love that. And also, folks, we here to talk about breakfast event. It is at 3535 Chenby Road, at the crossroad of 66 and 123. We meet there once a month. You can check the exact detail, the exact date on our website, which is blnbc.com. I also want to let you know we have an expo coming on May 22nd. We'll have about 100 exhibitors there and 300 to 400 guests. We'd definitely love to have you join us. And the website for that is ultbizexpo.com. So now, Gerhard, what are your final words for our fine audience here?
I love networking. Actually, I don't advertise at all. Right? I get all my clients through referrals and networking. And I have learned quite some time ago that it is networking. It's not net breakfast.
Or net wish.
Right. And it is very important to know the principle behind it. In Germany, we call it "Wer gibt, gewinnt." In English, you know, the folks around here, they say, "Givers gain." Yeah.
Is that a concept different, or is it the same concept in English and German?
Absolutely, yes.
It's the same one?
It's the same concept.
Okay, gotcha, okay.
Right? And as long as one sits in front of the other person, with dollar signs in the head, and in the back of the head, they're thinking only about what can I get out of that. They never. That's not networking, right? Networking literally has to be with the intention in mind. How can I help the other person? You know, and that's my philosophy. And you know, sometimes I don't have any referrals for somebody else. I don't know anybody at that moment that I could say, oh, you should talk to this person. But I may have a nugget or two by just seeing where the person's at, that I can give the person so they can use that in their business that help them grow and help them grow personally. So I always find something that I can help with that helps them. Right? And I always walk away feeling better.
Absolutely. I think there is a misunderstanding on this subject. That's more the major thing. We covered that again at next breakfast event. And last year I did a presentation in February because it's a big month for us. And before I do this presentation, I went and looked into the dictionary to find out that the definition in the dictionary was incorrect.
Well, some of the dictionaries are definitely not right.
Absolutely. It makes sense because incorrect in the sense that they have something, they give you some valuable information. The reason I say it's incorrect, to your point, is that if you did what they say, you will fail in networking. That's what I'm saying. They explain this, but if you do that, they will fail. That was the situation. There is a correct way which you touch on is about helping the other person. It can be a referral, it can be a tip you give them. That's, in essence, is networking.
You establish a relationship. That's what you do, right? And a relationship is always built on trust, right? And if the other person doesn't feel that you care for them, but you care only for what's in it for you, there will never be trust, right? And people can always pick that up, always. So you really, truly, and you have to care for the other person. And that's a concept that's sometimes foreign.
Unfortunately, it's a lot of business.
But the true networkers that do really well have discovered that that's what it is, and they do it.
Absolutely. Gerhard, I just nailed it for you guys. I thank you very much for joining us, and looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.
This program was brought to you by Organo Gold. Organo Gold is a health and wellness company that provides healthy coffees, teas, and chocolate. All one has to do is consume the available coffee, teas, chocolate, and other products to get all the available benefits. One can also share these products with others to help them improve their health as well.